Hello, book lovers. I'm Kiki, and welcome back to my little corner on the internet. I am so excited for today because I am going to be talking about my overall reading goals for 2025, as well as show a little bit of my setup for like reading journal wise. And I'm mostly using Notion, and I'm currently creating a little bit of a sort of book journal for like as a PDF form for my iPad. So I can just, have a little bit of fun in that. And that is not 100% done yet, but I will just do the clips when I'm done with it. And I will be choosing my January TBR, which is super exciting because I will be doing so with my newly made TBR jar. It is still a little empty. So if you have ideas for prompts, please put them in the comments below because I need ideas. This is looking very, very sad, but I am still very excited. The way that I am going to be doing this is a lot of these prompts can be sort of recycled. So after I have pulled them, I will put them back in after I've done this video, just so that I don't end up with just like 4 prompts or something in there. Unless it's a prompt that I put in there because I wanted to read a specific book, which I think there's only 1 or 2 in there that only really work with a handful of books. So yeah, honestly, I am so excited. Okay, little jump to a different day. I have been working on thinking of my reading goals that I want to accomplish next year, as well as work a little bit on my reading trackers and how I think I am going to track my reading and my stats and everything next year. And I've had a little bit of time on that now. If you see me glancing over to the side, it's because I will be looking at my computer, so I can actually see what I'm talking about. But I think the first big thing we need to talk about is how many books do I want to read in 2025? Now, I am still a little uncertain about that because I think I want to try to set myself 2 different goals. One of them being sort of the real reading challenge that I will be putting on all the apps like Goodreads, the Storygraph. I do think I am going to start using Fable as well. And then there was a different tracker as well that I saw somebody mention on TikTok the other day. So I might check that out, but my main apps are probably going to be Goodreads, Fable, and the Storygraph. Mind you, I didn't really start tracking my reading until like 2020-ish. So I started on Goodreads and then I heard about the Storygraph. So I mainly do use the Storygraph because I love the statistics and everything on there. I'm a statistics girly at heart. It makes me so happy, and I especially love the quarter stars you can give on that. And then I've seen a lot of people talk about Fable as well, so I want to check that out. But I don't like it when I check something out in the middle of the year, so I've decided to wait until January 1st to start like doing stuff on Fable as well. So that's the first thing I needed to get out of the way. And then my main reading goal for these apps is going to be 150 books, I think. I am at a point where I have right now finished 149 books. That will definitely be more than 150 by the time December ends. And so I think that doing 150 books for my overall reading challenge for next year is achievable, but also challenging, because until about 2 or 3 months ago, I was behind on my reading goal. So, there's that. But in my mind, I think I'm going to aim for at least 200. And that is because, unfortunately, DNFs do not count towards your reading goal, which is why my mental challenge is to get to 200, including the DNFs. I will show my Notion tracker later, which is where I will be tracking how many books I DNF'd in 2025 as well, or I will DNF in 2025 technically, and some other stuff as well. Now, that does not mean that I will DNF 50 books next year. I don't think that is likely. It seems like a way too high number, although I have been making incredible progress through DNFing and with DNFing, because I always felt really bad about it, but I have come to realize that it is something I need to do for my own sanity, honestly. So this is basically another goal of mine for next year, is to really only read and finish the books that I know I will like. I want my average rating to be really, really close to a 4-star or higher, because I don't want to say waste my time on books that I know I will not like. And so DNFing is definitely going to be a big, big thing for me next year. Or will continue to be a big thing next year. I don't think I have ever DNF'd more books than in December, but that will be in my 2024 wrap-up video. There is a difference between soft DNFing and hard DNFing books, but I will see what I will do with that. I do have my challenge of 25 series I want to read in 2025, and that is definitely a goal of mine that I am also very excited for, because my biggest goal is to get my physical TBR down. That is the number one goal for 2025. Now, I will continue my book buying ban for a little while into the new year, definitely, if not the whole year. Now, I will give myself the exception of 2 books every month that I can buy, because I know that there will be new releases that I will be excited for. I haven't really looked at them yet, to be honest. I just get overwhelmed when I try to look at books that I might be interested in coming out over the next few months. So I know of a few things. Some of them I know I won't buy physically, at least for now, while some others I will really want to have. So 2 books a month I feel is a very good limit to set for myself, because that would be 24 new books that I will have bought myself by the end of 2025. And given that I want to have about 200 books, preferably off of my physical TBR by the end of the year, 24 books is really not going to make that much of a difference. Now, I have sort of made myself a little bit of a reading journal, but as I was making it, I had come to the realization that I don't need to make it because I will not use it. I almost copy-pasted the things that I had in my 2024 planner that I used in January and then stopped using. Because it's just, I want to be a planner girly so bad, but I am just not great at it. I don't know why, I can't do it. But I will show you what I have done so far. So basically, I made a book bingo last year because I thought, you know what? Why not? It's cute, it's fun, and with everybody going crazy about doing mood boards and whatnot for 2025 in bingo format, I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna copy paste it and put it for 2025 as well. I did change the year for the A Book Bought in 2025 because it used to say 2024. Otherwise, it's the same. Then I have the 100 book challenge, which I can technically do twice if everything works out, and I will include DNFs in this. This is going to be me definitely trying to get rid of 100 books off of my physical TBR, if not more. Now, just, the usual bookshelf. We love her. Gotta have her. And then this is going to be for my audiobook tracker because I do tend to listen to quite a few audiobooks throughout the year as well that are just purely audiobooks, and I love my audiobooks. I'm always very excited for them. So I want a place where I can just write in either the name or maybe even put a little picture of it in there and have a place where I can see them all in sort of 1, 2, 3 pages, depending on how many I will actually listen to. Then I have a little bit of a DNF tracker where I just want to say when I started the book, the date when I DNF'd it, the book name, the author, the format in which I read it, and then whether it's a soft or a hard DNF, and then a little bit for a why, like why I DNF'd it. And I'm probably going to sort of use categories for that. So characters, writing. I've come to realize that me not enjoying the magic system is something that is difficult for me to get through. If I don't like the magic system or it's badly explained or whatnot, I will not like the book because I love different magic systems. And then just like a normal reading log / tracker, which I might not use at all because I have all of these apps and I will have my Notion, so I don't need to physically write it down as well. Right, and then I used a template for a book review page, and I do want to try to potentially write some proper reviews of the books that I read. Not sure if that's gonna work, but I would have to do that pretty much right after I finish the book, because otherwise I will forget. And that is what this page is gonna be for. Every time I finish a book, I want to make a copy of the page or use the page, make one for each book, and then just write a quick book review as well as a summary, which I really like because when I talk to you guys, I always forget what the book is about and I forget to tell you what the book is about, which is not how it's supposed to be. And so that is for me to jot down some notes and make these videos maybe a bit more informative as well and not just purely based on vibes. And that is it, to be honest. I will now have to switch over and I will blend in a screen recording of my Notion setup. It is not done. It will continue to evolve. I just started this a couple of months ago, like a month, 2 ago, and it will continue to grow. It will continue to change because by the end of the year, some of the series that I've finished or I've DNF'd will be gone because they are no longer on my physical TBR. I will have probably forgotten something of my goals because I started writing them down and then I had another idea and I forgot to write that down. And honestly, overall, I want to have fun. I want to have fun with my books and get my physical TBR down because then I will be able to have more fun with books again. If you also are trying to get your physical TBR down, please let me know. Please let me know how many books you have on your physical TBR because I'm overwhelmed. And I'm still trying to get the number to 250 before the end of the year, and that is going to be so difficult because there's only 4.5 days left in the year, and I'm at 263 now again because got a book for Christmas. I will now quickly show you my Notion setup, and then I will let you dive into my January TBR, which is something I'm very excited for. I am very, very much looking forward to January. There we go. That's what I forgot to say. I'm doing a 31 books in 31 days challenge in January, actually. And I do want to try to do a couple of reading challenges next year and just have fun with it that way and get through my TBR quicker that way as well. Because I love a good reading challenge. Like, I love watching them, I love attempting them. I don't think I have ever managed to do a single reading challenge, like accomplish it successfully. And I am going to be doing a 24-hour readathon into 2025. I will be reading from midnight to midnight on the 31st. So I will be reading into the new year, and then I will crash because I have no intention of going out to celebrate on New Year's Eve because I don't care for it. And I thought, what better day than the 31st to attempt a 24-hour readathon.
Okay, so this is my book tracker on Notion. First, I have a couple of tabs, I'll show them later, and then I have my physical TBR, current reads, DNF, and reads, just so I can see it. I have a little bit of a reading plan where I plan things, books I might want to read in my 24-hour readathon, the 25 series I want to read in 2025, as well as another graph there. I love graphs. And then the Read It or Unhaul It, which I've just been DNFing, unfortunately. And then you will be seeing a lot of my series. They are different colors, they mean different things. Purple means it's on my physical TBR, red means I've DNF'd it. The blue ones mean that those are the series I want to read in 2025. Yellow sort of means reread, and I mean, the check marks are pretty self explanatory. It just means that I've read it. And green means that I have finished the series, which is always very, very exciting. Or at least I finished it up to that point. So some of these will be deleted out later, given that there's not going to be anything more in the series and I will have finished it. Here is most of my standalones that are still on my TBR, and I think I might actually have to rearrange some of them, but you know. And then my 2025 reading goals, which I have already talked about a little bit. And these are my trackers. The books I've read, the audiobooks listened to, the books I've DNF'd, the physical TBR I've read, books added to my physical TBR, and books still currently on my physical TBR. I need to check. I might actually have to change that number. So then here is the physical TBR. I have two different versions. Left where I can do it nicely with the colors, and then on the right is basically just a different way of showing it from the main screen that you saw earlier. And I can also track my ratings there a little bit. And I also realized that I forgot to add a book that I got recently, which is The Hobbits of Tolkien, which was the last one that was still missing in the illustrated guides to Tolkien, or whatever the series is called. So I just added that real quick. And yeah, so now we can go to my library, which is basically just the main, I can't even say it's the main tracker. It's just sort of where I've put at least my physical TBR. I have not added my backlog yet, so I still need to add all of the books that I've read in the past few years. They're sorted by currently reading, physical TBR, DNF'd, read, etc. There's a lot of different tabs there that I also still need to actually like organize properly, because there are two currently reading ones. That's useless. Why? And yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of tabs that I need to format still and work with. So That's still a little bit of work, but exciting work because I love doing stuff like that. So, yeah, that is pretty much my Notion setup, especially for next year. I'm excited. Pretty simple, but it's been working out really nicely for me so far.
Let's do this, honestly. I mean, if you've seen my 25 and 2025 video, I will be mostly trying to choose books that are on that list because I do really want to get these books done. I have a mental TBR for the rest of the books that I have, but some of them are like more for summer and whatnot. So I think I will try to read as much of these in the first few months of the year because I just feel like some of the other books just don't work well with winter. Like, I am 100% a mood reader and I have become a sort of season reader. It doesn't necessarily always make sense, but sometimes it's just certain books are summery to me, even if they're not necessarily summer books. It's just it doesn't make sense. So honestly, let's just get started. I think I am going to start with 5 prompts, and I do like to challenge myself. But I also want to be able to enjoy these books and also mood read just a little bit so it doesn't like overwhelm me, if that makes sense. But anyway, I honestly do not remember what I put in here prompt wise. Honestly, I'm just gonna. Actually, not gonna look. This one seems to be. I love that it's a purple one. That just seems very fitting. Okay, let's. I'm gonna see if you can read this first. I honestly don't know if you can. Family chooses. Oh, that's gonna be fun. I can ask my sister if she wants to choose a book. Yeah, I'm gonna put these there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna ask my sister later if she wants to choose one. And then we will see. Okay. The next one. I love how the first one is the one that I can't do right now. Anyway, okay. Let's not look and. Ooh, reds. These colors have no meaning whatsoever. I just honestly, is this the right way around? Let's see. I don't know if you can read that. It was wrong way around. Okay. What does it say? It says a graphic novel or manga. That. Wait, graphic novel. No, that's a light novel. Oh, what did I do with that one? That was not necessarily the. Because I don't have a graphic novel slash manga series on my like 25 and 25, but I think I can still work with it because I do like mentally do still want to really start on reading Who Made Me a Princess. And you know what? I'm going to put that on there for that prompt. And I'm really excited. I was going to read it this year, but I prioritize different ones and that happens, but Who Made Me a Princess Volume 1 will go with a graphic novel or manga. And I didn't want to write out manhwa and all of the other ones. So, there we go. I'm going to put this in for now so that I know that I pulled it with a prompt. Because what tends to happen is that I end up putting more books on my TBR as I go. And that way I know that I definitely need to read because it was with the prompt. That makes sense. I don't know if it does. Okay. Why did I look? I didn't want to look. There's a lot there. I think that's not even one. Is that one? No, that was. Well, that was 3. So we're gonna do another purple one. I want to. Okay, that way should be the right way around. Don't know. I don't even know if you can. With stars on the cover. Oh my. Oh goodness. That. I did not think that through. Oh. Okay, let me check which books have stars on the cover. Okay, so I have sort of 3 books that I found that definitely have stars on the cover. We've got the first in the One True Queen trilogy. It's a little difficult to see, but there are like a bunch of little stars all around, and they are actually stars because they have the like star-shapey thingy. And I think it would make sense. Then the second book in the Laura series. Did I say this is a trilogy? Because this is a duology. Anyway, the second book in the Laura series, like, it's literally the night sky. Like, it's stars and 7 moons, basically. And then this went away. And then I have A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, which it sort of has stars on there, and I sort of really want to choose this one because this one is the only one on my physical TBR. Like, I've read the trilogy and I need to continue with Times Convert, so getting a reread out of the way really, really early on would make sense. So I think I'm going with that. Also, because I've been really wanting to reread it. So yeah, I'm going to put that in there, and I am going to use A Discovery of Witches for that prompt. I also know that these work well with some of the other prompts, so I don't want to be like, oh, I should have used that prompt for that instead of that. So that was 3, because I still need to have my sister choose. Let's do this. I want a different color. I wonder what I'm gonna pull. This feels like what? No, that's another purple. I mean, I mostly did use purple, I have to admit. It's my favorite color. I mean, you can see that. But like, you know what? I'm gonna check, and this is green, and I'm gonna use that one. I was trying to get it anyway. Yay. This is a translated work, which... Oh, I could use that one. This is a bit tricky because most of the translated works I currently have on my physical TBR are books that were translated from English to German. I have a handful of ones that are not originally English, like the second book in Who Made Me a Princess, but I want to maybe keep that for a later month, if that makes sense. And I technically have Before We Forget Kindness, but that is in the plan to read at the end of December, so I don't want to use that. I think the only way I can fulfill this prompt right now is if I choose to read this book. Which I am so glad, because I almost chose I almost pulled this out to use for the star prompt, because there are like a lot of different tiny stars on there. But I had a feeling that I needed it for something else. Anyway, this is technically a reread because I read it years and years and years ago. But I am excited for this because I loved this when I was a teen, and I only ever really read the first book, and I have all three of them now, so I am very excited for this. I technically have another book that would fit, but I am thinking of listening to the original audiobook of that, so then I wouldn't be reading it in translation. I just realized this is now prompt 5. That feels so sad. Okay, let's see if I can maybe pull another, like, different color. So I know there's blue, so let's go with blue. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. Lowest rating. Oh, okay. I have to pull up Goodreads for that. And I am going onto my physical TBR. And I am going to do average rating. And then rate. Okay. The book on my physical TBR that has the lowest rating is this one, which is The Second Princess Vulkanherz by Christina Hima. And it has 397 ratings and an average of 3.1 stars. So, anyway, this is a standalone as far as I know. So, I am actually happy with that because this has also been on my physical TBR for a while now. And it is here. So, it does look pretty cool. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of, like, people on the cover, but nuts. Okay. And, I mean, this looks really cool. Those were the 4 books that I could choose. I am going to go see my sister, and I am going to ask her to pick a book for me. Okay, so I just went up with this prompt and my phone, and sneak peek, and my sister really wanted me to read Behind the Net. Unfortunately, it is one of the few books that is currently still at my friend's place in the UK because I ordered. When you get books for that cheap, you order them and you ship them to where you can ship them. And I did that, and I now need to really go see her again, which I am planning on doing anyway. I love her. But unfortunately, I can't read it because I don't have it. And it wasn't on Kindle Unlimited. I thought it was on Kindle Unlimited, but anyway, when I last checked, it wasn't. So, my sister chose a book that technically to me is very much summer. But given that that was her second choice, I didn't want to tell her, like, oh, that's very summer. She chose My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey with her words were like, it looks cool. He has tattoos. And I'm guessing one of them killed somebody. And honestly, I'm not even mad about it because if she, like, says it like that, I sort of have to read it, right? I am a bit worried about the rating, though, to be honest. Although it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm just picky with my books. I've been picky with my books recently. And I am going to put the prompt in here. I technically now have 5 books, but I want more. So I'm gonna stop pulling prompts when I feel like it, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's... Okay, a light mint green. Let's see what's on here. Whoa. I don't know what it says. I can't read it, okay? A book with a number in the title. Okay, I am going to go with Rose Snow's Ein Augenblick für immer, das erste Buch der Lügenwahrheit. So basically the first one, because I need one that I have an audiobook for. Honestly, that's the explanation for this one. Otherwise, I would have taken this one. I feel like would be cheating because it says "A Sentence of a Bookworm." I'll do anything to become a librarian. Part 2, Apprentice Shrine Maiden, Volume 2. So technically, it's even 2 numbers, but that feels like cheating. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go for one more prompt. I think I am having a really good mix of books, I feel. So let's. I don't know. What. Do I have. Ooh, I think I'm gonna go with an orange one. This one is speaking to me because I don't have orange yet. Okay. Please let this be the right. It's not, is it? No. Okay. Don't know. A book recommended by a bookseller. I actually. Ooh. So, you see, I have a couple of those, and I still remember it as well because I went. Oh, but that would be restarting a series, technically, that I did not necessarily want to read. Ooh. Do I want to. Okay, you know what? Technically, what I wanted to do with this prompt was go to a bookstore and ask them for a recommendation. But because I'm currently still very much on a book buying ban, that I've technically broken, but spoiler alert, I'm going to put this back and I'm just going to choose a different orange one and hope that it's better. And maybe towards the middle of the year, if I pull this again, I can go out to a bookstore and ask a bookseller because I have technically finished the books that I got during that shopping trip. And I don't want to necessarily reread them right now because I am waiting for some other stuff to come out. So I'm going to put that back in and we're going to look at this one. And we're going to see a book that uses mixed media. I now have to literally go through all of my books and see if I even still have one with mixed media in it because I've read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And I think that was the book that I had in the back of my head when I was writing the prompts. Okay, let's see. Does this have mixed media? I don't think it does. Oh my god, it does! It's text messages. Okay, perfect. So we've got option number 1. I would have been so sad if there wasn't a singular one. Okay, I could go for one last stop because we know Casey McQuiston loves to throw in some text messages and emails, and this is like a police department thing, so actually I might go with this one. This seems good. I'm gonna go with this one because it will also be a nice change of pace, if that makes sense, especially because it is a book that I can get the audiobook for. And technically I think I could for Flowers and Bones as well, but this is definitely more mixed media than this. I literally saw 2 text messages in this one and there's more in here. And because that took so incredibly long to figure out, I am gonna stop it here. But let me show you my little haul. My little haul. No, but the books that made the list for January. It's 2, 4, 6, 7. So I have got Immortal Beloved, Book 1 by Kate Tiernan, a reread from my early teenage years that I'm very excited for. Then I've got a German book by Rose Snow, which is the first in. Oh, right. This was for a work in translation. Then this one was for a book with a number in the title, and it says first, so that's a number. And then I have another German book, The Second Princess. Basically, Volcano Heart. No idea what that's about. But this was for the lowest rating. So out of all of my books, this apparently has the lowest rating of them all on Goodreads. So we'll see what I think. My sister, so my family picks prompt, my sister chose My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey, and I am kind of excited for this, although this technically seems more like a summer read to me, but honestly, she couldn't get a first pick because I don't have the physical copy with me here. But this was her second choice, and I will not say no to that. Then for the prompt, a book that uses mixed media, I've got One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. It is a little bit of a crime that I have not read this yet, so sometimes you just need a prompt to get you to actually do that. Then for the prompt, stars on the cover, I chose A Discovery of Witches, which was a little bit of a stretch, but I'm gonna go with it because I have been wanting to reread this since I finished the All Souls trilogy a year and a half ago-ish? A year ago? I don't even know. But I'm very excited for this. And then last but not least, for the prompt, a graphic novel, manga, manhwa, or any iteration of it. I chose Who Made Me a Princess, Volume 1 by Spoon and Plutus? I don't know, but I am very, very excited to dive back into Athanasia's story because I used to read it online and then I stopped and it was picked up and I'm so very excited for it. Okay, let me show you what I got because this is what it looks like. I'm very excited. I would put it on my TBR card, but there's still quite a lot for this month on it yet. Still, my English. There's still quite a bit on there for this month, so I'm showing you like this. This is heavy. I did not think it would be this heavy, so I'm gonna put this back down. But anyway, I am so excited to start these, especially because quite a few of these will fit very nicely within, well, so it's 1, 2, 3 of them are on my 25 and 2025 list. 3 are, what's it called? Standalones. And then this one, I was going to read it anyway. I just didn't want to put it on the 25 and 2025 list, to be honest. So, given that one of my biggest goals for 2025 is to just get this physical TBR down, I haven't quite decided on the number yet. I think having 7 books on my January TBR is a really, really good start. And there's nothing to do now than to wait for January so I can start. And I'm very excited for it. So please let me know what you are putting on your January TBR, if you have any reading goals for the next year and what they are, and if you have any inspiration for me as to what I might be able to set as a goal. And yeah, chat down in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed, maybe got a little bit of inspiration, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.